Hello, my name is Alexa Stark, and this is my Board of Education Strategic Planning presentation for EDU 760 with Dr. Frank Giuseppe. For fun, I did name my school district and gave it a mascot. So we are going to talk about School District A, which is home of the Tigers. Let's talk about the development of our strategic plan. First, core planning team. Our core planning team will be composed of myself, the superintendent, as well as assistant superintendents, our assistant superintendent specifically of finance, our assistant superintendent of human resources, and our assistant superintendent of curriculum and instruction, as well as selected board members. Step 2, the environmental scan. Information will be collected by a variety of sources to look into the trends and events that may influence the district. Some examples of this would be the Assistant Superintendent of Curriculum and Instruction, looking at our academic performance, our Assistant Superintendent of Human Resources, collecting data regarding projected demographics of the district. For example, this district could potentially be growing in its ELL population, and how could that affect what our goals need to be and how our goals will need to change in the future. And then our wonderful assistant superintendent of operations and finance will be looking at budget, growth, and new construction in the area. For example, if we happen to be a landlocked district, we might not be experiencing much growth, but there could be new development. And that's important to highlight as we plan for the future. Stakeholder survey. So, to get feedback from as many people as possible, we will give a forced choice survey. Parents, staff, and administration will be directly emailed a Google form. Additionally, we will put up posters with a QR code, which will take individuals directly to the survey in highly visible areas of the school, like the front office or the staff lounge. To reach our community stakeholders, we'll do some blind calls as well as sending out those postcards with the QR code to direct them to the survey, and also put those beautiful posters up in highly visible areas like City Hall or community centers. And we will calculate a confidence interval, and the results will be determined by our data office. Internal audit. For our internal audit, we are going to develop a Baldrige internal audit survey. This will be taken by district and building level administrators. And just to highlight, those 7 Baldrige areas include leadership, so the strategic planning process, student, stakeholder, and market focus, measurement, analysis, and knowledge management, workforce focus, staff happiness, process management, and results. Data analysis. So our core planning team is going to analyze the data. We'll organize it by using a SWOT analysis. Let's look really quick at what that looks like. So we're going to look at the different strengths. What are we doing right? Weaknesses. What could we be doing better? Where can we learn and grow? Is opportunities and threats. What's going to deter us from accomplishing our goals? And really, by sorting the information we collect into these 4 areas, we're going to have a solid understanding of the direction we need to head. 6, development of mission, vision, student learning targets, and strategies. So we are going to look at some Pareto charts to identify the areas of greatest needs, but really the focus is going to be on that SWOT analysis being reviewed to support identifying needs, again, in that weaknesses and opportunities area, while also highlighting our strengths and really trying to eliminate or deter any threats that we have identified that would block us from making our progress. Who will develop our mission, vision, and student learning targets and objectives? Of course, we want to include our community. We will continue with coffee with the superintendent multiple times throughout the year, as well as attending community events to garner feedback. Parents, again, will use the district website, email out surveys, and be sure to visit PTA meetings to ensure that there's a solid understanding and we get feedback from those important groups. For staff, we will be visiting department and building level meetings and making presentations regarding the mission, vision, and student learning objectives, and also sending out a survey email. So who will develop the strategies for student learning? Well, I want to rely on the experts, and that would be the teachers and other support staff. So we'll form committees of teachers to create and identify the strategies to accomplish the performance objectives that have been identified by the core planning team. Deployment of the plan. So, how will we deploy this plan? First of all, we will be meeting with building and department leaders regularly. We'll make sure that we are supporting and popping in on those building leadership teams to ensure that the building improvement plans align with the district's plan. And then we're also going to make sure that when people are reaching out for different professional development opportunities, that they really align with and promote the district plan. So if an individual is interested in attending a professional development that is maybe using a style of curriculum that we are not currently engaging in, we might decline that professional development, but help them look for something that would more closely align with the district plan. Assessment of the plan. How are we going to assess the successes and challenges of the plan? So we will use a balanced scorecard to assess our progress. We'll monitor progress and assess targets several times throughout the school year to see if buildings are meeting their student performance objectives. Of course, this is really important to make sure that we have active conversations with building leaders about the successes or areas for improvement. And a big piece of that is that monitoring progress, so that if we do see areas of need popping up, we can make sure that we act on those quickly and that it's not just a one and done situation, but that we are learning and growing throughout the school year to make sure that our students' academic needs are being met and that they are achieving how we would hope they would. And then, of course, we're going to continue our collaboration with stakeholders. Communication with the public. How will the core planning team share the successes? Board of Education meetings is always a great opportunity to speak out about what's happening. But we can also promote on the district website, making sure that parents have access to the information to add that level of transparency. And then also, it's always great to share those successes on social media. A lot of our parents are very active on Twitter and Facebook. And so we could really tout the wonderful things that are happening in the district using social media to our benefit. And that is how the School District A, home of the Fighting Tigers, will roll out its strategic plan.